Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another outstanding episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. In one corner, we have the Monarch of Mardi Gras, the Baroness of Bourbon Street. When she's not hosting Ringside Society, she goes on crazy misadventures, such as looking for the fabled Cobra Kai dojo, dressing up as one of the Road Warriors, and picking fights with random people, and also trying to pass herself off as Bret Hart's daughter while wearing some biker shades and a leather jacket, Louisiana's own Kathy Knight. And in the second quarter, we have that ocean crossing, straight up bossing, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always positive, life is great, repping 592, living in the 718, no cap, straight facts, the worldwide star boy, Remy Blue. And our special guest joining us for this special episode was actually on our show last night. He's back with us again. He's a man with more drip than Seth Rollins with syphilis, Andre Audacity.
The audacity of this man.
Andre, thank you very much. Facebook user, if that's you, hey, you know I gotta do the introductions, man. That's always me. But I gotta say thank you for joining us again. We really and truly appreciate it. You know, we always, try to have fan interaction whenever it comes to, the predictions episode. And on that note, we will be just to let y'all know, we will be starting back with our topics episode where we will just sit down and talk about topics. So, whatever topic happens during the week, we'll try to cover it. It's not going to be a long, drawn-out episode. It's probably going to be like 30 minutes, maybe less, that we're going to talk about a certain topic and whatnot. Or it might be, top 10 whatevers that could have been whatever in wrestling but didn't happen. Or, trust me, y'all will enjoy it. And also, the key thing to this is when it comes to talking about certain topics, we'll actually be bringing back alumni guests that were from 15 Minutes of Fandom. So if you were an alumni guest before, then we'll definitely, don't go too far. We'll definitely be looking to have you back on, because we always love to hear what our fellow fans have to say about, certain things like, Sasha Banks and Naomi walking out of WWE, or MJF's latest pipe bomb, or CM Punk being back on top with the AEW World Championship, etc., etc. But with that being said, we're gonna try to make this quick because all of us got things to do. I just got home from my shoot job, and your boy's feeling kind of hungry. Kathy has more mischief to get into, and Andre Audacity has that big meeting he has to go to regarding his rock album, his punk rock album he's gonna be releasing. So yeah, we got things to do, but let's get it cracking right now. So we have WWE Hell in a Cell 2022 coming to you from Rosemont, Illinois, the All-State Arena on June 5th, 2022. And I'm glad you find that funny, but you're not gonna hey, that wasn't my idea. I'm not gonna say whose it was. So
it was me. It was me, Austin.
Seth, if you have any qualms about it, if you ever see this, please do not curb stomp me. I actually enjoy your work and what you're doing with the Black and Brave Academy and so on. So
come find me, Seth. I enjoy your work too, but I was just saying, it was no insult against you. You got drip, but I got more.
So we have 7 matches so far. Card could always change, but we have 7 matches. So we're gonna go through each card, and if you have any predictions, by all means, feel free to leave them in the comments, or you can actually leave wherever you are, whether it's Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube. Feel free to give your opinion on who you think is going to win, what's going to happen, and so on. So with that being said, we're going to start it off with the first match, which is actually a Hell in a Cell match. We have Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, versus I guess he's called himself the Drip God. He's no longer the Monday Night Messiah. Some people call him CrossFit Jesus. Seth freaking Rollins. Kathy, who
Yes,
you
Rep Solins.
got? Kathy, who you got for this one, man?
So this is the trilogy, the end of the trilogy, the third match. I kind of scratched my head a little bit, but I'm gonna go with Cody. My head says Cody, my heart says Seth, because here's why. So they had this is their third match. Cody has won both of them. If he wins the third one, that's he's the golden boy right now for WWE, for Raw and stuff like that. That's why I said like Cody would win. But Seth has been in Hell in a Cell. I don't think Cody has. So this is like new territory for Cody. Seth's been in a Hell in a Cell. So it could go to Seth, but I'll just pick Cody. But like I said, my heart goes with Seth, my head goes with Cody. So we'll see.
I have a feeling Cody has actually been in Hell in a Cell. I have a feeling he has, but I could be wrong. But I think it was probably back when he was in Legacy, like many years ago. But I could, if those of y'all know if he's been in there, by all means, feel free to let us know. I know Salvador would have already, Salvador from Rest of the Radio would have already been on top of this. But yeah, I think he may have or may not have. But Andre, who you going for who you got for this match?
I'm going to go with Cody because the thing about Hell in a Cell, or at least the way it was supposed to be a couple of years ago, was this was supposed to be the match that you pull for a feud when it's like supposed to be the decisive match. Like it's supposed to wrap up this feud so that people can move on to the next. Now, having said that, I don't think Cody's going to lose this one because, you know, it would be like what, 2-1, and you're going to have him lose the last match. So
Yeah,
that would probably mean that the feud would have to continue, right? Because then it's just like, then what did we go through all this for? Unless Cody loses by shenanigans,
mm,
like somebody else interferes somehow. Like I need to shoehorn this somewhere. It was either going to be at this match, or is there even a Universal title match scheduled? I'm not sure.
I don't know,
I
but I
don't
really,
think so.
Because I know Roman has a weird schedule now, but I was going to say this. And I mentioned this last night. Bray Wyatt has been, or Wyndham Rotunda has been tweeting some very cryptic stuff lately. And if you see that picture he posted, if you look close enough, you can quite clearly see the Fiend's face scribbled out by red like marker or crayon or whatever. So I don't know if Bray Wyatt owns the rights to the image of the Fiend, but if he doesn't, and it's still owned by WWE, this seems like he might come back at Hell in a Cell. That's what I'm thinking.
mm,
But tying it back to the shenanigans thing, he interferes the match somehow. But he doesn't go after Cody. I mean, he doesn't go after Seth. He goes after Cody,
mm,
which would be an interesting kind of storyline because now you have Cody not quite going towards, the main event just yet because we're letting that sizzle a little bit. You have him go up against the Fiend, and you make sure the Fiend looks good. I'm trying to figure out if he should win that feud or not, but here nor there on that. That's my 2 cents on that match.
if the Fiend wins the feud, he should be the next one to face Roman Reigns. But I'm afraid of what they'll do with the Fiend because they'll probably have the Fiend trip over something and lose to Roman Reigns like they did with the Demon. I really want to slap Vince McMahon for that, really, or whoever was in charge of that. That was the most stupid thing they could ever do. I would have much rather Roman win fair and square, but
Well, the thing is,
no.
if Wyatt comes back, he's not going to come back unless he is assured that his character will be at least more protected than it was when he first started. When he's more protected than later on in his run, because they didn't seem to realize that they had money with this character. They had so much they could do with them, and they just kind of pissed it away.
You know what? Let me retract that statement. I don't want to slap Vince McMahon. Vince, I'm sorry. But I really wish somebody would have talked to him and tell him, hey, you know, certain characters, like to me, Stardust wasn't a bad character. The thing with Stardust, what you do is when Cody keeps getting his butt kicked, that's when you bring out Stardust. You can have him be the Mr. Hyde. Was it which one was the messed up one? Was it Mr. Hyde or Dr. Jekyll?
Mr. Hyde.
You have him be the Mr. Hyde to Dr. Jekyll. That's what you do. Stardust is not a character that's meant to just be out there 24/7, 365. No, when you have
not intimidating.
You let it be something like a rare and spectacular occurrence. Like
the Demon.
Yeah. Like the Demon. The Fiend was another one. The Fiend should have been that character too. And that's what gets me. That I'm convinced I could write this stuff for WWE, man. Like real talk. I don't know.
That could be one of your topics, though. How they fucked up the Fiend and Bray Wyatt. Just like a series, how they fucked up. I can swear, right?
Yeah, because we don't cuss because we're interviewers and whatnot. But of
course,
yeah, we don't cuss. You know what? Maybe I will do that. Maybe I will do that. Maybe we will. What do you say, Andre? You want me back on there for that topic one day?
I thought you'd never ask.
Okay, all right. We'll make that happen. Catherine, remember, I'm getting old, so you remind me about that. All right, so the next match we have triple threat match for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. The defending champion, the EST of WWE. I know how she does that clapping thing. I ain't got no rhythm, and it's back, so that's crazy. But we got Bianca Belair versus what's she called? The Goddess of Tomorrow, right? Asuka.
The Empress.
Empress of Tomorrow. Asuka, please don't kick me in the face. The Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka versus the man. She's Straight Fire, Big Time Bex, and one of Kathy's favorite wrestlers, Becky Lynch.
For real?
Yeah, she loves Kathy. She loves Becky Lynch and Paige. Yeah, that's how I found out about. That's how I met her. She was huge Paige and Becky Lynch fan. To the point where she got Paige's mom to be on. That's why she has the last name Knight, because they adopted her.
Soraya Knight. Okay.
Soraya Knight ended up coming on the show saying she wanted to check up on her daughter. Scared me half to death. Kathy didn't even have DC to tell me.
Oh, that's sick.
So a day before, she knows I'm old. I'm getting up there in age, and she does this to me. But yeah, that was one of our longest episodes. But yeah, Kathy, who you got for this one, man?
So you think I'm gonna say Becky, but I'm actually not, and here's why. I like this whole like Becky craziness. Like I don't have my title. I still want her to hunt and chase the title. So, and the other part is I want Bianca to have a longer reign than what she had before. So I'm gonna say Bianca retains.
Okay, all right. That change. That's a change with Kathy. All right. Andre, how about you, man? Who are you going with?
It's a tough one for me. I love Asuka, but I love, Bianca. Becky, she's doing great work with her character now, but I don't think she needs another title run right now. She doesn't. So I'm kind of two minds on this. As Kathy said, I would love to see Bianca Belair get a longer run.
Right.
But damn, do I love Asuka. But I'm going with Bianca.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Bianca on this. I don't want to see her lose that title. She's got that title right now. Plus, she's different, man. She adds that vibe to it, man. So, I'm gonna go with Bianca. I want Bianca to retain.
I think the only thing, though.
I was gonna say, I just remember I didn't give my prediction for the first match. I'm gonna go with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is gonna win that. But yeah, back to Bianca. What were you gonna say, Andre?
I was gonna say that I just want, again, even though I want Bianca to win this, I wanted it to be a great show, like a good fight, like everybody getting time to show what they are known for. All three of these women are amazing competitors.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's just I guess I miss the days of Asuka being an actual, well, she's still a threat, but Asuka back in NXT, kind of different from Asuka in main roster, and that's no fault of her own.
Right. So I would definitely say I'm gonna go with Bianca Belair for this one. It's gonna be one of those matches. It's gonna be a really good one. And if any of y'all out there actually takes this match as a bathroom break, you are a 100% certified jackass. Sit your ass down and watch these women do their thing because you're getting straight up athleticism here. I mean, which and I never had a divas match where I used the bathroom anyways. I mean, if I had to go, I had to go. I mean, come on. I remember times I went to the bathroom during a John Cena match. So by all means, when you gotta go, you gotta go. It's Mother Nature. But next match we have is and these two remind me so much of Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan. We have a 2-on-1 handicap match. Bobby Lashley going against Almost, but this time Almost has MVP in his corner as a tag team partner. Two on one handicap match. Kathy, what you got for this one?
So I went with Omos and MVP because as much as Bobby is strong and everything, I mean, it's still 2-on-1. And I don't see Bobby winning. And like MVP's trying to start not the hurt business, but he's trying to start, I guess, maybe another stable, or at least with Omos. You have to start at somewhere and have, not be show that you're not weak if you're gonna start something else. So I think Omos and MVP will probably take it.
Okay. Andre, who you got?
I kind of want Bobby to win because I haven't watched too many Omos matches recently, but I do remember him still being pretty green in the ring. But it's weird. He has a great presence to him. Like whenever he gets the mic, he's still like, I still believe he can be a threat. Like he's credible. He just needs to get a little bit more clean. So my vote's for Bobby, but 9 times out of 10, as Kathy said, it's probably going to be Omos and MVP.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to go. I think Bobby Lashley's going to take this one. He's going to take this one, find some way to get through and get the W. In terms of MVP starting another stable, I'm down for it. I have a feeling it's going to be almost and Cedric Alexander. And last night, Salvador actually brought up a great point. He said, "What's his face? Not Cameron Grimes. Carmelo Hayes reminds him of a young MVP. Personally, I wouldn't mind seeing Carmelo go to the main roster and MVP take him under his wing, and guide him to the top and so on, and Trick Williams as well too. Although I still want to see more from Trick Williams as a singles competitor because right now he's just showing me, he's giving me that tough around the crowd hype man vibes, and I mean, I'm not really too much of a fan of hype men. I mean, after a while they get annoying and you just want to smack them. But I want to see what he has on his own, and hopefully we get to see that soon. The next match we have is singles match. We have Elias's younger brother Ezekiel versus Kevin Owens in a singles match. Kathy, you got for this one?
So this one kind of made me scratch my head because I'm like, if KO wins, does Ezekiel say he's Elias? If he wins anyway, like Ezekiel doesn't have to say that he's Elias. So that would drive KO even more crazy than he already is, which I kind of want to see because I love KO. So I went with KO.
Andre, who you got?
Is it bad that I don't care? Because from a storyline standpoint, this is stupid. Like, what's at stake with this match? For real. And I get it. Like, the gag is, yeah, we all know he's, Elias, but where do we go from here? What's the end game? So, if I gotta pick somebody, it better be KO. KO better win this. I swear to God.
KO could be entertaining.
Oh, hell yeah.
I much rather KO from Ring of Honor when he was a face, because he just did some wild stuff when he was Kevin Steen. But of course, we'll never get that guy there, because it's WWE's a family show. But I think Ezekiel's gonna somehow pull this off, although he's gonna be in for a fight because it's Kevin Owens, former WWE Universal Champion, and the man is well traveled and he's been doing this for a while. So I think Ezekiel somehow is gonna pull it off. And just a heads up, I've been saying this for a while now. I personally think the next belt Kevin Owens is going to hold are the tag team titles, and it's going to be with Sami Zayn. I'm convinced that they put some kind of clause where they're only going to hold those titles with each other. They're not going to hold them with anybody else. I'm convinced. It wouldn't surprise me if they put that clause in there. Like, you could do whatever nonsense. You could have us do whatever nonsense, but I have to hold a title with Sami Zayn, or I have to hold a title with Kevin Owens. It wouldn't surprise me. I got a gut feeling that they did that. So, and they actually hinted at it. Like it's Kevin is trying to convince Sami that the bloodline doesn't care about him, and Sami's like trying to get confirmation that they do care about him, and I think that's what it's going to lead to. But that's another story for another day. The next match we have is a singles match for the WWE United States Championship. We have the defending champion, Theory, one of Vince McMahon's favorites, defending against Mustafa Ali. Kathy, you got for this one?
As much as I'm rooting for Mustafa, Theory is Vince's golden boy, and he's gonna keep it.
Okay. Andre, how about you?
I really do hope they do right by Ali. Give Ali the belt, after all the crap he's been put through, not being allowed to leave his contract, being part of a dead stable that buried him a bit more, if we're being honest. Retribution should never ever be talked about again. But smart money probably is on Theory retaining, but I'm gonna burn some sage for Ali.
Okay. I think Theory's going to retain. I just think he will, and I got a good feeling after that, eventually he's going to defend that title against John Cena, which I wouldn't mind seeing. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. But yeah, I think Theory has this one. The next match that we have is a 6-person mixed tag team match. It's going to be Finn Balor, AJ Styles, and Liv Morgan. Bullet class or Bullet crew or whatever. Vince can't use Bullet Club because that's New Japan's thing.
I hope it's not the Bull Live Club. I swear to God, if it's that, I will end myself.
I'm sorry, but the original Bullet Bay was actually Amber O'Neil, and yeah, that's another story. But they're going to be facing off against Judgment Day, which is the team of Edge, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley.
Kathy, 3 locals at the Hot Topic.
There you go. Kathy, you got for this one?
So I'm throwing y'all off again. I'm wearing the Finn shirt, but it's like I want them to win. My heart's saying Finn and AJ and Liv, but it's like the almost an MVP thing. Like back to that, you have Judgment Day and Edge is pulling in members, and you kind of lose momentum if he loses. If Judgment Day loses, so I pick Judgment Day.
Okay. Andre, who you got for this one?
Originally, I'm going with Judgment Day as well, because like when you put it that way, I don't know why they like to do Finn Balor dirty, but they do. And it's just like, I'm happy to see some rendition of the Bulliv Club or the Bullet Club, whatever they go by, in the WWE, because when the OC was in there, that was a dope idea. Even though we all know what they are saying and they can't say it, we know what it is. So I don't know. It just feels like they don't like the Bullet Club just being there and getting nice things. They're there for the pop, and that's it.
Well, Vince, if he didn't create it, he likes to destroy it and make it look bad. So that's his thing. I mean, come
Gotta
on,
bring my shovel.
you had a dominant tag team like the Good Brothers, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson that were pretty much kicking ass all over Japan and everywhere else. And he brought them in, had them dress up in lab coats, and they were calling people nerds and all that stuff. So I mean, that's good old Vince. Taking a badass like the American Dream and putting into dancing polka dots.
Dumbing
But
it down. Just dumbing it all down.
yeah, but I got a feeling that Finn Balor and the crew are gonna pull this off. I would like to see the Demon, but I'm scared of what they might do to the Demon.
The demon's dead, bro. He ain't coming back.
They
He
probably might
can't
have
recover from that.
they probably might have Edge do something and pin the Demon, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Finn Balor and AJ Styles and Liv Morgan on this one. And the last match we have is a no holds barred match. Woo! It's gonna be Madcap Moss, the 2022 Andre the Giant Battle Royal winner, against salty but somehow still happy Corbin. Kathy, you got for this one?
I hope Madcap gets his revenge on Corbin, beats the snot out of him, and wins.
Okay. Um, Andre, who you got for this one?
You know what? I take back what I said earlier. This is the one I don't care about. It's just like, again, I haven't really been paying attention to their feud. And is this actually the last match of the night?
No. So I'm
Or this list is
sorry.
kind of out of order, I'm asking.
Yeah, it's a random thing. It's a random.
Okay, I'm like, that's how we're ending it on that.
So they
Well,
just
it's time to go to the parking lot.
have the
Gotta
match.
beat the rush. All right, I'm
Yeah,
gonna say Corbin because honestly, I've always loved Baron Corbin. I felt like he plays his role really well as like a patsy, like the figure that's supposed to be booed. Even though I feel like when he had the briefcase, they should have let him, you know, actually get the W, let him actually be a champion for a bit. But he's doing fine where he's at, I guess. He's happy, I guess.
I'm gonna go with Madcap on this one. Madcap is a star in the making. If you ask me, if they push him right, he could definitely, be somebody big in the near future. I mean, I could just imagine him cracking jokes on Austin Theory or Roman Reigns or the Usos or
But
whoever
are
is,
the jokes funny?
and it's like, hey, what do you call a such and such and such and such, and then he makes some kind of um crazy answer, and then the crowd is laughing it up and so on. So I think they could actually do something with him and make him a big star if they want to. Yeah, so Madcap is my choice. So yeah, those are the matches, the 7 matches for Hell in a Cell. Do y'all have any like last predictions, like alliances that may form, heel turns, face turns, whatever may happen, anything of that sort?
I just have this statement. Remember all the answers I said. For each one I got right, everybody watching owes me $1. I'm just saying.
Y'all heard. Um,
I'm serious. I'll come after you like 50 Cent when you owe money.
yeah. Um, yeah. So, Kathy, how about you? You got any? Do you have any predictions for the Hell in a Cell card, or?
Not so much predictions, but comments. Like, there's only one SmackDown match, the rest is Raw heavy. I noticed that. And then, like, there's only one Hell in a Cell match at Hell in a Cell. Like, shouldn't there be more? At least maybe one more Hell in a Cell match?
Kathy, and I know there's no more Raw and SmackDown separate brand. I'm sorry, but I mean, the titles have been unified. I mean, they got the US title and the IC title, which I'm surprised they haven't unified yet. I think that's probably only because Solo Sikoa is right now NXT. So There's no, and I think it would be very stupid if they did a WWE draft. It wouldn't make sense. Like, no, it if they do a draft, I would be like, why? Why? For what reason? So yeah, I really don't care at this point. Vince and the gang are going to do what they think is best for WWE. What I would really like for them to do is, if they do a brand split, have SmackDown exclusive, Raw exclusive pay-per-views, and then you have both people from both brands on the premium ones, like Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, those. But knowing it's probably not gonna happen. It's probably not gonna happen. But yeah. With that being said, that's our prediction show for Hell in a Cell. If anybody has any comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Also, we're gonna try to get some polls up so y'all can give your opinions on who you think's gonna win, who you think's gonna lose at Hell in a Cell, and all that good stuff. And with that being said, that's it. So it's pretty much about that time. My eyelids are getting heavy, stomach is rumbling. I mean, it's time for a late dinner and a nap. Maybe not in that order, but before I partake in those activities, I just gotta say, Andre, thank you once again for taking time out of your busy schedule and being on our show once again. We know it's a
Thank you for
good.
having me.
Last night we were pretty much all of us are pretty much between like sleep and awake. So, but thank you once again. And where can fans find you on social media when they want to talk wrestling and all that good stuff? And check out your podcast.
Oh, right. Well, first and foremost, I am the co-host of the I Would Never podcast. If you are curious about some of the episodes that we have done, just go to YouTube, type in I Would Never, the I Would Never podcast. You should be able to find it. If anybody else is using the name of our podcast, that means I can sue them. So, hey, if that's the name of their podcast and you don't see me, let me know. I got some litigations to throw out. Also, Instagram, it's literally just my name, Gershon Mason, spelled backwards. GERSHAWNMASON, backwards. But the easiest way to get to me will be through Facebook. Just look up Andre Audacity.
Awesome. Yes, and if you are using a podcast with that same name, you will never podcast under that name again. So
I'll curb stomp you. I'll do it.
make sure you're good. Make sure you're good with that. But Kathy Knight, the Lauren Hill to my Wyclef Jean, the Money Penny to my James Bond. Where can fans find you on social media when they want to talk wrestling, all things Becky Lynch and Paige, and also check out your YouTube edits and so on?
So I'm on, let's see, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and Discord, all at BLUE70517.
She's everywhere. If you pop out of my closet, you better have a Whopper. But oh, also, if you want to find me on social media, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the Remy Blue. You can also find me on Facebook as Remy Blue. Our podcast is also on social media. We're on Twitch at Ringside Society 2019, Twitter and Instagram at Ringside Society. We have a Facebook group. Just type in Ringside Society, you'll find us. We're on Spotify, Blog Talk Radio, and we're also on YouTube, where you can find many cool episodes like this one, like the one like we had with Soraya Knight, Katie Hebner, and several other people in the professional wrestling industry. Make sure you go on YouTube, type in Ringside Society. Once you see that sweet OMG dark blue and light blue yin yang sign with the blue flames around it, that's when you know it's us. So make sure you subscribe to all of our videos, because we got a lot of cool stuff coming on, and you don't want to miss a thing, like Aerosmith in 1998. And we also have a Teespring store where we sell official Ringside Society merchandise. We have T-shirts, tank tops, to show your biceps during this upcoming summer. We have hoodies. We even have coffee mugs for your favorite warm beverage. So make sure you check out our Teespring store, cop some merchandise. All proceeds go back into keeping this show afloat. It does not go back into our pockets. And with that being said, we just want to thank everybody tuning in tonight live. We really and truly appreciate it. We try our best to bring you some of the best wrestling content a wrestling fan can listen and watch. And to those of y'all that are going to listen to us later on, thank you very much in advance. And those of y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we'd go away, well, like myself at the Golden Corral and Kathy Knight at Cafe Dumont on the buy one get one free special, we're not going anywhere for a while.
They hate us because they ain't us.
And we ain't stopping. Shout out to Rob Bates. We miss you, buddy. We look forward to you coming back. But yes, we here at Ringside Society just want everybody to know that we're very well aware that everybody and the grandparents and the parents of a podcast. Well, we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hey, yo, Kathy Knight, one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, one time for our special guest, Andre Audacity, and the We Would Never podcast, I Would Never podcast, and WWE Hell in a Cell. What type of podcast are we? Kathy, you there?
Yep, we're the Wrestling Fans Podcast.
Oh, okay. I thought I missed you there for a second. Yes, we're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society, hashtag We Are Not the Same. And with that being said, we will be back next week with some more impressive episodes and some more impressive guests. But until then, we just want you to do 4 favors for us. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
Party on, Wayne.
Bye.
Later.